Hello vinyl community, Bradley here. The other day I was watching a video by Mr. Hall of Fame, and he was talking about it's either a thread or contest by a fairly new member of the vinyl community. It is Chris, and his channel name is Chris Has the Spins. Chris Has the Spins. He's only got a couple videos up, but I watched a little bit of it, and I really like his channel. He's good on camera, and he knows what he's talking about. So anyhow, he came out with a thread. I don't know how many subscribers he has, 20 or so. But he thought, well, I'll just have a contest for 10 subscribers. A great idea. Great idea, Chris. And his thread is about album covers. So I'll get on to it. He came up with 20 questions about vinyl covers. So let's start it out. Question number 1. What album cover would you like to recreate? I thought about this, and then it hit me right between the eyes. Back in the 80s, I was in a band, and we took some pictures and all that. So I guess we kind of recreated this record album. I will show you. It is Help. And this is me. So it looks like I am doing the John Lennon up there, which John was always my favorite. There's Jim. He's kind of, I don't know what he's doing. Bob, he's, looks like he's doing the Paul McCartney there. And Terry, or Duck, he's doing George. There's a closer close-up of the picture. So, I guess we already recreated that 35 years ago. Okay, number 2, question number 2. What album cover makes you happy? I thought about this, and then it struck me again, right between the eyes. Which I don't listen to this very much anymore, but hey, American Graffiti. Look at that cover. Doesn't that make you happy? You're at the drive-in. Yeah. It's got like 40 great songs from the late 50s and early 60s. So, can't get any better than that for a happy album cover. Number 3. What album cover makes you feel sad? Well, I thought about this too. Actually, I picked this up just a few years ago. It is Phil Oakes' Pleasures of the Harbor. Phil was a folk singer, a fantastic folk singer and writer. Now this particular album has one of my favorite songs of his. It's called Outside of a Small Circle of Friends. This particular album gets a little more, whatever, electric, or not pop, but more orchestration, because his other albums were just acoustic guitar. But anyhow, when was this? I'm going to say 67 or so. And I don't think it was too long after this he ended his own life. So I always liked Phil Oakes, and that's a sad story. Question number 4. A sexy sexy album cover. This is a sexy album cover. A guy and a chick. Daryl Hall and John Oates. Oh, it's not a chick. It's Daryl Hall. This had Sarah Smile. It was just called Daryl Hall and John Oates, the name of the album. So, question number 5. A boring album cover. This is one of the great albums ever made. The concept was very cool, but let's face it. A white album cover. And there's the back. The Beatles, the White Album. I mean, yeah, the concept was pretty good, but I would say that's boring. Okay, question number 6. A cover with the best dressed person or group. When is the one time in your life where you probably really dress up? It's your wedding. This is a fantastic album. Probably 76, I suppose, somewhere around there. Leon and Mary Russell, the wedding album. This album is just fantastic from beginning to start. I think it was one of the first albums that had like 32 tracks on. Every one of these songs are just amazing. Really good. I would highly recommend that. Question number 7. An album cover with a female lead. I could do my impression. Cry me a river. Julie London. Julie is her name. This was probably, I'm not sure, late 50s, 1958 or so. Julie, I mean, her voice was like a sultry, very sultry, and smoky voice, a jazz voice. Fantastic. Very sexy woman. Number 8, favorite box set cover. I think I have only had one box set in my life. That was Springsteen, his live stuff during the middle 80s. Had like 4 LPs in there. So, but I gave that to my niece last year. But I do have the Trout Mask replica by Captain Beefheart. This comes in a nice tote bag. And it's got a single in there. This is a Third Man Records Volt issue. And it's got a very beautiful splattered vinyl. Okay, where are we? Question number 9. A cover of an album not many people own but should. I was a big fan of this group. This probably came out in, I'm going to say 75 or 76. 10cc. How dare you? This cover was by the graphics design group Hypnosis. I love that soap opera look. The guy on the phone with his wife. Don't Hang Up. is one of the songs, Dirty Old Man. There's Bandy, the stewardess. This is kind of like 10cc was what you would call, well, they had a lot of pop in there, but it was also maybe what you call art rock. So really good. This is an excellent album. It's got the songs are just so humorous and funny. Okay, question number 10, an album cover with great artwork. Okay, I've got two of them here, and there is a connection. These two albums were both released in 1959. They were both released on Columbia Records. They are both jazz records, and both of them probably may rank in the top 5 jazz albums of all time. And one artist did both cover arts. The first one is Time Out by Dave Brubeck. Love the modernistic modern art design. The artist's name was, I believe it was S. Neil Fujita. He was Japanese American, and he did several album covers and also logos that you would be familiar with. Now this cover, it's kind of screwed up because it's a picture disc, but it gives you an idea. This is Mingus Home. This is the other record from 1959. S. Neil Fujita also did this cover art. I wish I had the original cover, but the artwork was similar. It was modernistic. So, and those are two excellent jazz albums. Next, number 11, show a psychedelic album art cover. This could be taken two different ways. Maybe show a psychedelic record with an album cover, or maybe an album cover with a psychedelic style. I don't know. Which I don't have that many psych records. So I will show you this one. This was 2001, Bela Fleck. And the Flecktones, Flight of the Cosmic Hippie. I love that cover there. It's pretty wild. This is, I don't know, what do you call it? Bela Fleck is an excellent banjo player, so it's kind of like banjo. Some people call it grass jazz, like bluegrass jazz. I don't know. But very good album. Very amazing banjo player. Okay, number 12, show a blues album cover. Well, how about a picture of a lady who sings the blues? Billie Holiday. This was on ORG Records. It's Billie Holiday at Storyville, which was a jazz club in Boston. And one of the radio stations in Boston would, sometimes they would have like a radio simulcast of these jazz performances. And this was taken from one of those radio broadcasts. It was remastered by Bernie Grundman. So it sounds really good. Okay, number 13, show a jazz album cover. I got lots of jazz. And this is one of my favorite jazz, well, one of my favorite album covers. I am a big Blue Note fan, and which they have had so many iconic covers. This one is by Sonny Clark, Cool Struttin'. Probably a picture of New York City. A chick walking along in high heels. And actually this chick, I found out, was the founder of, one of the founders of Blue Note Records was Alfred Lion. And that is his wife, Lorraine. And the other founder, Wolf, which, oh, I forget his first name. But he took all the photos for Blue Note. So, what a cover. I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, next question, number 14. Show a soul album cover. I don't have a lot of soul. I love soul. But I do have this best of. I love this artist to death. The best of Bela Fleck. Killing me softly with his song. Feel like making love. Where is the love? I would like to sing First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. But what a singer. What a singer. Fantastic. Okay, let's go to number 15. An album you think the fewest have seen. I think this is a clinch. Excuse me. Skatefish. They were a punk band from the late 70s from East Chicago, Indiana. They were, for a punk band, they were fairly popular. And the lead was Jim Skatefish. I got this album at it wasn't a hog roast, it was a goat roast. A friend of mine had a farm and he had a party, so a couple hundred people were there and several local bands played, and there were DJs from the local music station, and they were handing out probably albums they never played or promotional copies, and this was one of them. Well, actually, this is a promotional copy right there. So, but actually, pretty strange group, but it's pretty good music. I actually like it. Okay, number 16, an album with your dream guitar. I was looking at my album covers and I couldn't find a good picture of a guitar, so I'll be a little cheeky here. My dream guitar. Boston. See the spaceship? Well, flip it over and it's a guitar. There's the neck there. Kind of like a little Jimi Hendrix fire on there. So it's a guitar. You never know it. Okay, number 17, an iconic album cover. Okay, let's go back to jazz for this. If you're into jazz, you will know this cover, and it is iconic. Blue Note always had the best album covers. This is Out to Lunch by Eric Dolphy. Out to Lunch. Nice photograph of the shop. They're out to lunch. They're saying when they will return. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite album covers of all time. It is not one of my favorite albums. It's one of the earlier free jazz albums, and it was very popular. It's always highly rated. I just have never gotten into this record. I try every once in a while. I just can't do it. But I love the cover. Number 18, Favorite Gatefold, which I'll have to do a little preparation here. I showed this on a previous video. Actually, it's a diorama. It's Ben Queller, Go Fly a Kite. So this opens up basically into a box. And it's got fluorescent ink in there if you have a black light. And on each one of those, like fly a go, fly a kite. But it's pretty wild. And this has the CD is in there as well as the album. It's a really nice package. I like Ben Queller. The music on this album may be one of my least favorite Ben Queller albums, but it's worth it just for the album cover. Oh, it's getting a little sunny here. Oh, gotta keep keep twisting the camera there. We're almost done. Oldest album. Actually, it's an EP, 10-inch. I can't take it out of this slip jacket. It's Eartha Kitt, called That Bad Eartha. I think this was probably 1956, maybe. It's a 10-inch, and then a year or so later, it's on RCA Victor. A year or so later, they released it as a 12-inch LP with some other songs on there. But she was one of two people that played Catwoman on Batman. Julie Newmar was the other one. Last question. The last question, and I don't usually show CDs, but hey. Okay, question number 20. The oddest or most obscure cover? Well, there's a little story behind this. This is CD. It's Ben Folds Live, which I will show you the cover. Shows Ben Folds with his back turned towards the audience. Now, I believe with this, I think with this actual CD, there was a live, a portion of a live concert that this was recorded from, I believe. But anyhow, during the video, it shows him actually taking this picture. This is a selfie, which I don't think they had like iPhones then, but he's holding the camera up and taking the picture for the next album. He tells the audience, well, we're going to take a picture for this upcoming live album. So that's what that is. So anyhow, that's my video about album covers. Like I said, the channel name is Chris Has the Spins. I don't know if this is a contest or just a thread. Although I will say, if it's a contest, I don't want anything. Who knows? Maybe it's not even a contest. I don't know. But I just entered because it sounded like a really fun little project here. So, as you can see, the sun is out. And it's kind of playing havoc with this video, so I'm going to end it right now. So this is Brad. Take care. See you next time.